What's up? Welcome back to the North Florida Sports Network. And it's National Signing Day. God. Yeah. Oh, what a day that used to be. Right? I remember getting, it was a thing, man.
It was everything.
It was. It was park your butt on the couch, try to get off work. I mean, if you're a nerd like me and like that kind of stuff, or Jimmy Reno, who's with me now to talk about it.
I never took it that seriously, man.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's literally officially National Signing Day.
Yeah. Well,
honestly, I forgot about it.
Right. It's the old National Signing.
I was talking to Keith the other day about, James Colsey and the National Signing. I was like, yeah, that thing.
Yeah. Well, for schools that, FCS schools, lower level classification, I mean, it's still the same old deal.
Yeah, but even with the transfer portal there, it's kind of...
Yeah. Really, early signing day kind of just took all the steam away.
Day,
yeah.
So
schools are looking to get kids on campuses as early as possible. 10 years ago, early enrollees were like a huge deal.
Right.
Now it's pretty much the norm. So.
Well, it should be the norm that you listen to this show. You download and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, Apple, Spotify.
Right.
We're on YouTube. Why don't you smash that like button? Go ahead and subscribe. Don't forget, if you're in the area, go by Metro Deli. Get a cookie, man, for subscribing.
Get you a free cookie.
Go get you one, man.
Those things are good.
That's right. What do you think your favorite one is?
I don't have a favorite, man.
They're all good, right?
Stuff it in my fat face.
Chocolate macadamia.
Yeah, those are the best.
I like the oatmeal raisin.
No, I don't mess
chocolate.
with that.
Everybody, chocolate chips, the most popular, but
I don't do fruit and cookies.
Go wrong
man.
with that. But I know, but I really like the oatmeal raisins. Just tell them that you subscribe to the North Florida Sports Network, and you got yourself a cookie. No, but for Florida State, everybody's already signed.
Yeah, they picked up a late edition, quote unquote, Amari Williams, the edge, out of the Benjamin School, Jordan Travis's old high school.
Oh, okay.
He's a reclass, so I think he's either graduated early or maybe he's older than most of the kids in it. I don't know, but he originally was a member of the 2025 class, but he's going to be coming a little bit early. Okay. But other than that, everybody was already pretty much wrapped up on early signing day.
Right. Well, they need to change it to December being the official signing day.
Yeah, I don't know, man. There's some talk that they're going to push it back to February, like it originally was. Just get away.
But for FSU, you still got in this class, you got some key positions.
Yeah,
your quarterback.
I mean, you got your QB.
Got your running back.
You got a stud running back. Couple running backs
for a while.
Yeah,
already.
You loaded up in defensive back. Right. You got a couple tackle prospects. Again, as has been talked about many times, the front seven of the defense, you kind of left a little bit on the table there, but that's going to be the focus of this class.
Okay,
it appears. Defensive line, linebacker.
All right.
So, we'll see. We'll see. One last ride for Odell, hopefully.
Think so.
Get a couple high-end guys, especially on the interior. Would be nice.
This class probably ranks, 10, 12?
The 24 class, yeah, from the 10 to 12 range.
That's just high school kids, right?
Right. The thing about it, man, is they continue to shuffle the rankings. So I don't know, man. If you can stay in the top 10, top 15, then you're probably doing pretty well. There's some kids that were ranked really high when they committed to Florida State that, dropped significantly. Cam Davis being one of them, Landon Thomas, the tight end, another. Things like that kind of affect the overall ranking. Well, it doesn't take away from the fact that you got a blue chip running back and a blue chip tight end in both of them.
Right.
So I mean, you're splitting hairs, dude.
Exactly.
Whatever.
It's just what it used to be. this day. It's now just
right. There's a difference.
Day.
There's a difference between the top 2, maybe 3 classes, and then everybody else in that back of the top 15. But that's it, man. Everybody from about 4
Georgia
to 15
leads the way again.
Yeah, Georgia killed it. But they're recruiting nationally.
Yeah,
that's kind of what you expect when a team starts experiencing that success.
Yeah,
there's plenty in the Southeast region for Florida State to go out and get, even up there in the Atlantic East region, up in Maryland. There's some guys up there that they can take a swing at. So they got to get to work though. You can see, you saw it when Georgia, man, they just come in waves, man. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, they've got something. They've got a blueprint that they recruit to. Mm-hmm. And
they win back-to-back national championships. Yeah,
when you're winning titles and you've got the product on the field to show to kids, that's gonna. But Florida State they're upping their profile with high school kids again. Mm-hmm. It went away completely during the Jimbo debacle, and then the Willie years and the first couple of years under Norvell was just
lying in on choppers.
Yeah, yeah. Well, success on the field is the biggest thing. Mm-hmm. So. But it's all about D-line this year, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, who you got your eye on?
Bunch of kids. You already got Javion Hilson out of Cocoa. The kid that flipped his commitment from Alabama to Florida State.
Okay.
Myron Charles out of Port Charlotte, defensive tackle. He's another kid that's. I don't know if he's going to end up a top 100 kid. He'll probably be a top 200, but he is a defensive tackle with that body type that is going to play early, often. Those are the big guys right now. What is Trent Jones up in Maryland? He's a grown man. He's up there in Darnell Dockett's old area.
All right.
Another defensive tackle. Those 3 guys would be a great start. You already got one of them committed. Now it's a long way to go until you sign him, and he's an elite edge guy. That's going to be your top edge probably in your class. You've whiffed on that, multiple years in a row, so that's going to be something to watch. But there's a lot out there right now. Those are the 3 guys that I hope Florida State has as a high priority.
Those are the top of the Reno list.
Yeah, in terms of being realistic options and as extremely talented prospects. Just measuring it. I mean, obviously, I would prefer that they take the top 3 defensive tackles in the country, the top 3 edges in the country. But
that's the biggest position in need. You think next year?
Yeah, without question. I mean, we Florida State was very fortunate this year that Daryl Jackson and Josh Farmer both seemed to have chosen to come back for another season. Because you could have been looking at some really, really scary situations there up front. But yeah, you gotta continue to add guys. They had a couple misses, a couple younger guys that have transferred out that you gotta raise the floor in that room. Got to get back to churning out elite players on that interior. So he's done it before. He can do it again. It's just about how much respect that polo shirt's getting.
Another window here, another transfer window, though, will open up this spring.
Right.
And that'll be that's their last chance to add to next year's roster.
Yeah. I don't know.
Anybody that's not already on the team.
I would say short of. So
this is your last, like if you were to, you only take diamonds now, like Keon Coleman type players.
Right. And I think something to keep an eye on would be, like the coaching change at Boston College. Let's say Bill O'Brien gets there and tells Thomas Castellanos, "Hey man, I'm not going to use you at quarterback. That's just not how we're going to run our offense." I mean, that kid wants to bounce. I don't think that he's going to go somewhere to try to compete for a backup spot. You know what I'm saying? But something like that, kids like Michigan. When that opens up and their entire staff is now going to go join Jim Harbaugh out in San Diego, you're going to see some of their players jump ship. Will Johnson being that first round lockdown corner, he's going to be a hot commodity if he decides to pursue the transfer market. But yeah, it's a diamond type kid. You're not going to go looking for anything.
It's cherries on top.
Right.
That's where you find it. And you can find a really good one.
And I think it'd be the same position again. I think if another receiver comes out there and you're just like, oh man, we got to get him, then they go get him. I think everywhere, maybe defensive end, if somebody really big time, linebacker. That does remind me. You could see Cam Riley, the linebacker from Auburn, could be a late addition when that next window opens up. I think he had some academic things to take care of at Auburn, or he might have been in the original transfer class here at Florida State.
Well, Florida and Miami are going to play each other this year. Yeah. Florida's playing everybody. They're playing UCF too.
Oh, yeah, man. They got a
Florida State. It's about time.
Yeah.
They got a murderer's row.
They do. They got quite a schedule. Would he last to the Florida State game if he lost both Miami and UCF?
Oh, I doubt it.
Yeah.
It might be one of those situations we saw a few years ago when old Randy Shannon was coaching for the Gators.
Yeah.
It's gonna, if he does, and they got a quarterback at least, and
yeah, you got a quarterback
to start, and
they've
just to make a bowl would be incredible. I know that's what they want at Florida, though. They want.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, man, that week 1 playing Miami is something that.
Well, Miami made a huge by getting Trayshawn Ward. That changes everything.
I mean, Cam Ward.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Cam Ward. You brought up Boston College.
Yeah,
I was thinking of
old Trayshawn.
Yeah, what's he gonna do? But getting Cam Ward from Miami, that really is big time. I know they're excited about it. They should be.
Yeah, I mean they're now firmly in the mix to contend for the title in the ACC.
Right, because he's been recruiting line.
Yeah, and that's if you can
get someone that can throw it consistently,
right? And that's something that Cam Ward really hasn't had, is that line, that protection that can actually keep him clean in the pocket. So it's going to be a big
game this year.
Yeah, and that game against Florida is gonna be huge, man. It's right off the bat. You got to go and play an in-state rival.
Mm-hmm.
We know how bad that sucks.
Those early 2000s, you'd play Miami when the Labor Day game started.
Yeah, it's like a whole season in and of itself, just that one game. And they told us, relatively nothing about the season, but yeah, you don't want to lose it, man.
No, you don't. National Signing Day.
Again, who cares? Who cares? It's over.
Yeah, so you're almost just wiping the slate for something for next year.
Right. I mean, most schools have already hosted multiple junior days by now for the next class. I know Norvell was flying around the helicopter seeing kids, kind of just buttoning things up. But I mean, it's not really signing day anymore.
Nope.
So it's your daddy's February.
Yeah. Well, we got to get on out of here. But big game coming up Sunday.
Yeah.
Preview the Super Bowl, the preview that everybody's been waiting for. It'll take place tomorrow, so look forward to it.
You got some interesting tidbits, maybe a couple little shockers, maybe.
Yeah.
No,
inside information.
Taylor Swift. They ain't gonna have Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl to lose.
Well,
come on.
I know you're just going through your I can't believe the Niners are favored, but it's got to be because of that running game.
Right? All of a sudden, she takes off the Kelsey jersey, and there's a George Kittle jersey underneath it. she switches sides at the end of the game.
No. Well, I'm really looking forward to this matchup.
Yeah. Well, one thing I know for a fact is that Brock Purdy is not going to overthrow the potential game-winning touchdown.
Again, it's going to come down to old Brock. Can he not turn the ball over? You saw the game in Green Bay where they didn't catch it. They didn't catch it. He gave it to him. He didn't catch it, and he played better.
Yeah.
And if he plays well, I think Niners win. But Kansas City has a really good secondary. Are they going to be able to stop that run enough? That's going to be the key.
Or the 49ers going to luck their way into another playoff win. 3 in a row for this year.
They've gotten, it's kind of different. The way they reached the Super Bowl has been, they've been coming back.
Yeah.
Comebacks in both the games to get there. So I think that's kind of changed the attitude. And then same thing for Kansas City. They came being underdogs. Usually they're hosting and have home field advantage. So something's got to give. We'll talk about it, though, and we'll preview it, we'll pick it, and we'll do it right here on the North Florida Sports Network.
We had to go. Our ride was here. We got a shuttle to our